Hi everyone, I'm Barry Wise with New York Life. I have opened an office here in New Albany. Today's the grand opening. It's 100C West Bankhead Street on the Trailhead Plaza. New York Life has a long history in New Albany for many, many years. Miss Ann Gardner was an agent here, I think about 50 years. And I'm trying to carry on her tradition. New York Life is a Fortune 500 company. We have been in business since 1848. One of the first life insurance companies in the country, very strong. I have been working for them going on 2 years. I am really proud to be able to have an office here in New Albany. It's a wonderful town, very vibrant, lots of activity. I believe there'll be a chance for me to do a lot of service for the community here, be able to help a lot of people out. You can reach me at 662-296-1113. My email is B as in Barry, D as in David, Wise, W-I-S-E, at F as in Frank, T as in Tom, .newyorklife.com. Shoot me an email, give me a call. I'll be glad to meet with you, talk to you. No pressure, just learn about you. Even if you don't need anything right now or not interested in the products, still would just love to get to know you. Just love to sit down and educate you on the services and products I offer for businesses and personal, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
So who are you with?
Design Team Sign Company.
With who?
Design Team Sign Company in Savannah. Here's our concept, if you'd like to see it.
Yeah. So it's going to be above the arch. When do you think this will happen?
Probably a couple weeks. Try to get it before y'all have your, November 11th festival. I believe they have it here. It's kind of like a downtown.
The open house, yeah.
100 years ago now, the bow came into the southeastern part of the United States, and this is an example of a boat arc bow. This was the prize wood that the Chickasaw Nation bow makers used, also referred to as Osage arm. But a lot of your elders and bow makers talk about a tree doesn't allow just anybody to make a bow out of it. It actually, some trees hide from the bow maker till it wants to become a bow. And it'll pick the person who wants to make the bow out. It's kind of interesting listening to some of the elders talk about the art of bow making. An arrow, river cane. Y'all familiar with river cane? You see in all these creeks and rivers in the area. River cane was an excellent resource to use for bows for shafts. It has a natural protective coating, and it doesn't taper down too much, so it's easy to work with. Then your cordage would be sinew, which would be ligaments and tendons from animals such as your deer. Your points were made out of flint or chert. You would work it down, use pressure plating and craft your points. And then your fletching usually was turkey feathers. But anything that creates a drag can be used as fletching. A lot of times you needed glue to glue down your cordage. So they would use what we call pine pits. Are y'all familiar with pine resin? When a pine tree gets nicked or cut or whatever, it'll release this real sticky stuff. So you take that pine resin, you get a little bit of plant material to temper it, to mix with it, and a little charcoal from your fire. Mix it together, heat it up, and you eventually can make you a little Q-tip looking thing, which would be nature's glue stick. You carry that around with you. So anytime that you need a little glue, you just build your fire, heat it up, and spot glue it. Now the plant material that was utilized the most would have been droppings from Chokies. Chokies the rabbit. All they eat is plants. So what they leave behind, it dries, is used to mix to make your pine food. Another weapon that was used mainly by the young boys in the village would be a blowgun. They would use these blowguns to protect the garden and the common cornfield. Mother would tell them, hey guys, keep those animals from eating up my garden. So they would take the blowgun. You could craft your blowgun darts out of split river cane. Use rabbit fur. You can also use thistle. Are y'all familiar with thistle that you see growing on the sides of the roads and in the pasture? You gather it early in the spring, and it looks like that.
Yes, sir.
Did people used to go to school here?
Yes, they did. This is a real one-room schoolhouse. It was about in 1860.
Did people
And at that time,
go to school here?
when this was built, there was no electricity either. No fans. The heat would come from a stove in the corner. So if it weren't up close to the front of the room, y'all would be cold back there. Yeah. So no fans, no heaters. Windows would be open. You'd have to fight the bugs and the mosquitoes and.
They had to make their own toys a lot of times. And today we're going to be talking about a whirly jig. You ever heard of a fidget spinner?
Yes.
Yeah, think of this as the original fidget spinner. So what you do is you take something round and you put strings through it. Then you wind it up and then you release it. And so it's a tension toy. See, it's going round and around. But we're going to make ours with buttons. So you take string. We're going to double this just so it'll be strong enough. And I like to make it from my fingertips to my neck because that's my length. And once you cut it, we're going to use a modern button, but you can use pieces of wood that are round and have holes in the center. And you want to use a top and a bottom hole, not side by side. If you use a side by side, it doesn't work quite as well. But you can use two hole buttons. Okay? And then once you get the ends to, then you tie it off by making a loop tie. Pull it tight, and then you have to take and put the button in the center. Put your fingers inside the strings like this, and then you hold one hand still and you wind up one. Think of it as a jump rope. And then when you get it wound, then you make a tension back and forth. Didn't wind that one up enough.
Over there in the purple shirt.
You don't push, all you gotta do is pull. When you push, it like bends it, okay? Simple.
Come on. Come on. Oh.
You got it, Kay.
I know, it's
There
tough.
you go.
Think you can get it? Think
Okay.
you can get it? Uh-oh, slowly, you
I'm
get
gonna
it.
put the trash can.
Alright, next. Oh, I think you got it.
Very good.
Back up just a little bit, please. I don't want him elbowing you by accident. All you gotta do is pull. Back up just a hair. Alright, now all you gotta do is pull. And then she'll pull.
There you go.
There you got it. Pull.
We're almost down, y'all. We're almost gonna have that foot cut off. Good. All right, Eli, Harley. I need
Good
y'all
job.
to. Where'd Miss Sherry go?
I think you got it.
Okay, go find Miss Sherry. Where did she go?
You got
Hey,
it.
Harley, go inside that train. Go inside that train. Back up, Tyler. Back up.
Oh, okay.
If y'all have sensitive ears, I recommend you cover your ears, okay? Right, shoulder, chip, arm. I am. I need more coffee. Trying to think. Mind your way at all. You ready? Proceed on. Turn. Hunt. Let's go, Chip. Hunt. Forward. Hunt. Okay. Up. Turn. Hunt. Move. Ready. Hey. Fire. Start. Hunt. About. Wait. Forward. Hunt. Okay. Up.
The reason I am wearing a Cherokee necklace today, which actually was made by a Cherokee Indian, is because I'm showing you a process that was done by the Cherokee women a long time ago, and it was called or that's what we call it. And this is how they pounded color into paints for, it could have been the cloths that they had or whatever they could gather, but they pounded color in, and the process is they either need a board, maybe some wax paper, and some leaves. These are some of the things that we pounded last year, just to show you. So you can get beautiful colors from these. But I like to gather flowers also because it gives me a lot. So I gathered, I did printmaking, and I did the printmaking over the top of some of my leaf. Okay, so in my bags, I go out and gather plants. You need to put them in a bag because if you don't, by the time you get ready to use them, the moisture in them evaporates and they start to wither. So you want to gather your plants in a plastic bag. Then you lay your plants on top of a 100% muslin cloth. It has to be that because the fibers in it are loose and they let the colors pigments come through. All right, after that you choose, this is called Mexican salvia. It's the first year I've ever grown it in my yard, and I'm very anxious to see what it looks like with pounding. So the Cherokee Indians probably didn't have hammers, did they? So do you think they maybe could have used a stone or maybe a wooden handle that they attached the stone to? That's true, they did. So I'm going to try to try it with my stone. But put another piece over the top so you can see. You don't have to hit it really hard, but then you hold it down and you start to pound and you pound the colors. And they would dry those out and they would pop them down. I'm going to do this one with the stone so we can see. I'm going to let people try this. And I'm even going to do the stem because the stem has juices and plant pigments in it also. Let's get up really close to do your leaf. Now if you don't want to do a stone, you can use your own small hammer. But when you pound it, you have to put a little bit of pressure on it because what you're trying to do is get all of the chloroform and all of the plant pigments out. Hold it down so it doesn't move. Let's check it out. This is the exciting part to see what we get. First of all, I love the shape of the Mexican sage. It's beautiful, isn't it? And you can derive your own art compositions. You can do this at school if your teacher cuts you a little piece of what
Y'all keep looking at me.
Please.
Yes, look at her.
Please, Caitlin.
Maybe we'll
All right,
figure something
now
out.
I'm going to get, okay, I would like for you to take this hammer and I want you to pound. Let me move this just a second. You can place them where you want them. If there's too many petals, take some off. I'm going to let you pound that, and I'm going to let you take the stone and start pounding. Let's see. Let me lay you something right here so you don't hit each other's fingers.
We would rub them on the head and put soap in them and put them in here and rinse them. And then we'd run them through here to get part of the water out. And then we'd hang on that line. That was our dryer. So that's how we did it. Like years ago.
Have you worked all you're going to work? You done? You're not
Right,
going to
do
help
one
me
more time.
anymore?
Do
One more time. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. That's it. It's getting really hard. This takes muscle now. Look at that. Thank you. Now you get to taste some. Has everybody had some?
This is salty butter, this is sweet butter. Taste it and let us know which you think is the best. Do you like salted butter or sweet butter?
All right.
Thank you.
Would you all like to taste?
I'll try one.
Sure.
I think I want the sweet.
This is the salted, and this...
Sweet means it doesn't have salt.
It don't have salt in it?
Uh-huh. It doesn't have sugar in it. It just is the absence of salt.
All right, this is the salt, and this is the sweet.
Thank you.
Y'all are a good group,
Yay!
boys and girls.
Thank you for your help.
I am.
You take the baby.
There's a patient.
I played everywhere, kind of. But I played shortstop in outfield, and now he's got me at second.
Okay. This light doesn't work anymore, but I say open wide and then finger T. If you need one pulled, you would just have to deal with the paint. Back then they didn't have a lot of anesthetics that would help numb while you're getting worked on. So unfortunately, most people had to go through some pretty hard stuff. Also, we usually took house calls, but there were occasions where people would come to us for simple things like runny noses and sore throats and stuff like that. But say a woman was pregnant or a soldier had just been injured, you could put this up to your ear. You just put it up to your ear, and then you would talk in this thing, and then it would transfer your call, and you would be able to go and figure out where you were supposed to go help people. So we would have to load up with all of our medicine on a horse and wagon. Sometimes we would have to make crutches for people. So these are too tall for you. So we would have to make some your size. So everybody that needed crutches, we would have to measure them for. Even the tiniest people might need crutches. So see, we would have to make you some. We have some real liniment. It smells really strong. I don't know if you want to smell of it or not. But this is what we would use to help the soldiers. If they had a wound, we'd pour that on there and it would help the pain. Also, we have a bunch of herbs you can probably find in your backyard or near you at home. But most of this stuff was used to cure people who came to us. So say you had head lice, you would take this, it's called pawpaw seed. You would put that in there. We've already got some kind of grind it up, and you would beat it down till it became pasty, kind of like that. You would typically mix it with oil or water, and then you would take some, so you would put right there in the crown of your head. And it would get rid of lice or bugs. This is an herb called goldenrod. We actually have someone drink this earlier. You mix it with hot water. You can drink it or smell of it, and it would help your allergies. Pretty good. You want to smell? So that would help runny noses and the sore throat. If you had warts, you would use the bloodroot to help get rid of that. It kind of has a smell too.
Can you find those around?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of tree is it? Do you know? What kind of root? I mean,
all I know is it's just bloodroot.
Okay,
I think it may come from a maple, maybe mayapple. That's what it says.
Okay.
And then these are plantain. This is. I've actually seen this in my backyard before. It's used to cure spider bites and bee and wasp stings. Any kind of sore that you have on the open, you can mash. It's kind of like aloe vera. You can mash the juice out. They used to take it and chew it, and then they would take the moisture that they got from it and put it on their wound. Then this is called the devil's walking stick. Kind of spiky, but they would use a mixture of water and soften the tip up, and then whatever's on the inside they would use on their wounds also. And so that's pretty much it. But back in the old days, there were a lot of things that we don't use nowadays. People were a lot smarter back then. They didn't have a lot of choices, but they made the most of what they had. Most of this stuff is still used today. If you have grandparents or great-grandparents and you say, I have a tummy ache or an earache or even allergies, they might make you some of that and that you could use.
We have some of these. We don't use them.
Feathers on it and a point that's ready to shoot. That's how you do it.
Hey.
And you got to get your measurements and stuff, and you just put a little bit of glue right down through there, and just stick it on and slide it into place, and then wait for your glue to dry for just a minute.
Tail right there to keep it from slapping you with it. That's why you'd hold the tail, then it'd melt.
Oh, okay. So you have to hold the tail. Okay.
Yeah, be sitting around there. Look at him, we'd hold that tail.
Uh-huh.
That's why you're building red switches, trying to knock flies.
Yeah.
Now I can melt.
Can you milk it, Chancey? How about that? That's cool. You want to milk the cow, Sybil?
It's just water.
You're doing good.
Go, girl. You got it. Woo! Like a popcorn. There it goes. That's what you did. Look, down the floor. It fell out. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that. You like it? Me too. Got anything out of it yet? And that makes the cornmeal. Then they put it in sacks and buy. Don't tear that wheel up.
Pull it down.
Is it? All right, you want to go check out something else? You want to stay here at the cornmeal?
That's pretty done.
That one looks like a corn. Don't you need
Where you get your rock from?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
I think
They don't normally end up big stuff. They worked at them big ones, I reckon. You ever make an arrowhead?
Never made an arrowhead.
have you been making arrowheads?
I don't know, I guess. Playing with resharpening the ones I found.
He's 28 years old now, and he's been making them since he's about 8.
Pretty long time.
I wish I was.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Why didn't y'all warn me how it was when you got old?
I don't know.
You don't know that yet. You have to find out.
I'm 57 years old, and I just wish I was 30 years younger.
You know how old
Kids
I am?
appreciate being young.
You know how old I am?
58, 59.
You're exactly right.
When's your birthday?
27th of June,
Okay.
1937. Yes, 81.
I was thinking we had the same birthday.
Girls that found the engine there.
They're from Pontotoc. They should, huh? You found one? Where'd you find it?
I'll take one of these.
You want to take
Y'all
one?
remind them.
Y'all can make you a basket for free.
Let me just give you one. I'm gonna give everybody one. I'm gonna have enough. Don't
Yeah,
let me
here,
go.
I'll write this down.
She'll
for
write it
your
on the
mama.
board for you, okay?
I'll write it down for y'all. I'll keep up.
If y'all come out to the Natchez Trace, well, when you get it all the way woven up and all you cut them off, some of them you're gonna bend over and tuck in to lock the top down. But eventually it'll look like this. And I'll put a little band around the top like this. It's gonna be the same thing. It's not gonna be as big. Just like this.
What about the pig?
They make them with the same.
Back in the old days, they would use white oak trees. You know what a white oak tree is? And they would use the inside bark and they'd cut these strips out of that. It took longer to make the strips than it did to weave the band. They also use grapevine and willow bark. Just anything that's soft and pliable so you can weave it together. Just about anything. White oak is traditional here.
That's his knife. His pocket knife.
Any other questions?
Raise your hand if you think y'all could do this. Y'all think y'all could make a basket? You don't think you could do it? Kinda. I bet you could.
Easter basket? This is the market basket. This is something called Easter. You hear these called Easter baskets too. But generally, you go to the Bible.
Come on, stop. Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions, y'all? Me?
This is gonna. It'll take me a little while to weave all the way up the sides. Eventually, all these will stand up straight, just like that. And then I'll bend the top over, lock it down, and then I'll put a little band around the top. Okay? It takes, like I said, it takes me about an hour. I can make this if I didn't stop coffee, but I can make this basket about an hour. But it might, if you come down to the trace, we'll make what's called a berry basket. It's something like this, that's small, about this big. And it sometimes takes you a couple hours to do that. First it takes one. All right?
Y'all tell him thank you.
Y'all have a good time.
Okay, I need y'all to get back in.
They had to make that butter, and what did they use to make that butter with?
It had milk in it.
Well, they had to take the milk. A lot of times, this is my husband's grandmother's milk pitcher. They milked cows when he was little, and they would put their milk in here, and the milk that they got, the fat would rise to the top, and they would skim it off, and they would pour the fat in this churn. Can y'all see the churn?
Then you just stir it up and down.
That's right. And they would put that fat in there, and they'd see this dasher.
That's a dasher. Do y'all see that?
Or eggs.
Well, see, you gotta have something so when it goes down, it makes that milk or that fat go. What? He went up
It's
and
like
down.
a plunge.
Up and down.
It's like a tub plunger.
That's right. How many of you have ever made butter in a jar and shake it? Yeah. Now let me ask you this. What kind of fruits and vegetables did they eat? What? Yeah. They ate. Well, look at this. What are these?
Peppers.
These are peppers.
Are they still hot?
Well, why are they on this string? Not because they're hot. What are we trying? What would the pioneers do? What would the pioneers? They're trying to dry these out. Look at them. See, they're beginning to dry, and they're drying them so they can save them and use them through the winter.
How do you use it?
What? Well, it would be fine, and you could. That's why they dried it so you would have it for later. Well, it's fine to eat them when they're not dried. But they would hang them up. Now let me ask you this. What about their meat? What kind of meat did they eat? Well, they use the cows a lot because they needed milk. Yeah, they might kill some of their bulls. But did they not go hunting a lot? Do you think they would? I think they did. And what did they shoot? Or what did they kill with a bow and arrow or a gun? What? They did. I bet they had deer. They might have even had some bear, raccoon.
Possum.
They might have had a possum, squirrel.
Bird.
I bet they had some birds.
I know what to do the animal land.
What?
They had this field they tied on a stick and it goes.
Well, they probably did. I bet they used muskets, what was called muskets, and those kind of guns, a bow and arrow, yeah. And what about, did they ever go fishing?
Nope.
I bet they did, because they had rivers and streams to go to. And I bet, what did they do with their extra meat? Because in the wintertime, they did hunt and fish some, but they needed to do something with that extra meat. What did they do? They saved it, and how did they save it? What did they do? What did they do with that meat? A lot of times they would salt it down, they would dry it out like that, and they would smoke it. Now, I'm going to show y'all a picture of an old smokehouse that's over 100 years old. That's at my old house.
That's an old smokehouse?
That is an old smokehouse. Pass that around. Here's another picture. And they might have an old smokehouse like that they would hang their meat up in. And you know, they ate a lot of bacon. And they ate a lot of salted pork. A lot of salted pork. They would salt it down. It's not like what you eat today. Yes.
Is that still there today?
Well, what they would do, they would dress it out. They would skin it and get all the insides out, and they would hang that up. And they would hang it up in that smokehouse, and they would build a fire in there, and they'd smoke it, and then they would salt it down real good. They'd go in and salt it, and it would dry it out.
Try it again. right for you? I can get it.
Really don't.
I got you. Oh, yeah.
Are we done?
It looks so good. Here, you got some.
And we didn't have TVs.
Pardon me?
We didn't have TVs.
That's right. No TV. Can you imagine that? They would put these on a heated place and get them real hot, either in the fireplace. That's right. Either in the fireplace or on the kitchen stove and get them very hot. Of course, the handles would get hot too. And then the clothes they had washed, and they dried them on the clothesline. And they were kind of wrinkled, because we didn't have permanent press like we do now. We didn't have dryers that we could throw it in and get it fluffed up real pretty. So they'd have to iron it. And the handle, as I said, is hot, so we'd have to have something to keep it from burning our palms. And so you rub it across. And when this one got cool, they'd go get this one. And it's getting real hot. Then they would do this, they'd just switch them back and forth until they got them all ironed. Now, these irons come in different sizes and in different weights. And if you look right here, you'll see in the stone or the cast iron numbers.
Don't lean on the iron.
Okay, what's this number?
7.
It's 7 pounds it weighs. What's this number?
6.
It weighs 6 pounds. Now last year I had one that weighed 12 pounds, and if you think that wasn't heavy, it's hard to pick up. Can you imagine an older lady ironing? It's about 100 degrees outside. There's no air conditioner. And this is hot with all this heat coming up in her face. And she'd do this for maybe half a day. It would take that long to get the clothes all out. Many of them had big families with lots of brothers and sisters. Okay, now what we're going to do, you have to be orderly about this. You'll have 2 lines, and I'll let you try picking up an iron. Now, no pushing, because we've got plenty of room and plenty of space. Get your line going. Back way, hold on a minute. Okay. Now, you can step over there, the ones that have already done that. Okay, the next 2. There you go.
She's trying to do 2 lines.
So we're making 2 lines.
Heavy? Okay, try that.
I'm pulling this line.
Not too high.
Well, when you get out there, you'll see all kinds of different toys that people make themselves. Now, when y'all get a toy, how do you get one? You go to Walmart, or you go to a store and you buy something. You don't make it, do you? And you know, when people first came here during the pioneer days, and even when I was a little girl, we had to make what we wanted to play with. So I learned to make my dolls. And I wouldn't have to use a sewing machine. I would just take fabric, like scraps, like you were over there seeing the quilts being made. A lot of times there were scraps left over, or when my mother made my dresses. And I would just get some scraps. You know, when the pioneers came over on the wagons, those children brought their toys with them. Okay, I found the middle. So, I know where my head's going to be. Let's see, what are we going to name this doll?
Num Num.
Num Num. Is it Annabelle or Num Num?
Gummy Bear. How about Lady?
Rose? You know, I have a daughter named Rose. I really like her.
I would say Rose Dog. I would say Rosie. I was going to say Rose Dog.
Well, now, how many of y'all have ever watched Little House on the Prairie? Yeah, we love that, don't we?
I like that.
Well, now, Laura Ingalls.
I like that dog. This too.
Laura Ingalls had this kind of doll, and she loved it. How many of y'all got a special toy that you just love? It just feels good. Yeah, I've got that too, man. I just love my dolls.
You can put your hands down now.
you know, I'm just tying it. It's just that fabric. I've got string, and you could use sewing thread. You know, the trick is to just use what you got.
Making a doll without a sewing
Making a doll without a sewing machine.
How do you do that?
We're doing it right now.
How can you make a sewing machine?
Not bad, I don't know. But right now we're putting the arms on Rose. Okay, Rose, you gotta be still now. Okay, we're gonna tie her waist.
That looks like Granny. I like that. Did you say Granny? Yeah, like the Granny that wax that game. Stop saying it.
Okay, she's got some long legs, doesn't she?
So far, so good.
She's a long-legged girl.
How about this one? That's not bad.
I think I will. I think I'm gonna make her legs a little shorter. We'll do a little surgery here. I might use that for an arm later on. See, I'm not gonna waste any of it. What I cut off right there.
I like to recycle a lot.
I know, recycling's important.
Recycle? Usually when you throw a bottle away, it gets sold again, but it's in a different form.
Yeah, that's true. You know, back in the days when people were pioneers, they had to recycle everything. They didn't have the garbage trucks that came by because they used everything up. Nowadays, how many people have garbage trucks that come by your house? Yep. Okay. Let's put a bluegrass on.
Yeah. So far,
on
so
this
good.
doll. Yeah. Now remember, I'm not gonna sew it. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have had this big piece of fabric to work with. I'd have to find the scraps in there. Because, and I hope I would have had sharper scissors. These are kind of dull.
I might show my sister when she gets out already.
That's right. You can show your brothers and sisters how to. I found the middle.
I only have a sister, but she's 3, so she won't know how to do it every time.
Well, you'll just have to make her one, okay? Because I'm going to send this one back with you. And, okay. A dress on. Or if it's a boy, this would be his hunting vest, I guess.
Okay.
Right, that's right, a cape. Okay.
That looks like a scarecrow kind of.
It does kind of look like a scarecrow.
It's going to end up straight like a scarecrow. Hey, what are the eyes? Hey, did they have monsters or monsters or baby dolls? Hey, someone do something to the dolls. That makes them looks like it. I just like Dad, little dolls, when you make a doll that looks like another human and then you move it,
Yeah, that's kind of the dark arts.
Yeah, the dolls and stuff.
Now, we've got to get her bonnet on.
I don't remember last time.
So I'm just going to use a triangle for her bonnet, okay? Her bonnet.
Yeah, we put where those weird people put stuff over their mouth.
You know, all girls used to wear bonnets because they didn't want the sun to be on their face.
No, we like now we have hats.
Yeah, but back then, little girls and women, they wore bonnets.
I didn't want them. I had one, but I gave it to my sister.
This one maybe not stay on your sister. Have y'all made a corn shuck doll? Okay, well they're up front. You can make those up front. And I tell you what, if you come back tomorrow, you can make one of these to carry home with you. And I'm going to send this one with you.
I can't bring you back tomorrow, but your mom or dad could.
Okay.
I'd like to know where the certification is.
There's Rose, and we could also put hair on it if we had yarn. Like, let's just look at how we would do that.
I would take little strips of yarn and tie it to her.
see where my.
Here's a tiny one.
There we go.
It sure is like asking for better. Oh, look.
Stop.
Oh, that is a grindstone. Smaller one. It's like that, but it's tiny.
See if we can screen back some of this stuff. So they can see some of the embers stuff.
Yeah.
I see under there where all that.
Oh yeah, that's that's hot. You see
That's
that
where all the
pink?
hot stuff is. There's little coals and embers in there. It's what keeps metal heated up. When we push these on top of it, these get hot. Helps the metal get hot.
How long have you guys been doing this?
As a career, since 8 in the morning.
This is not your first day at doing this, surely.
No, it is. It is. It really is.
Really?
We've never done this before in our lives.
I don't believe that.
We spent like 2 hours trying to get this fire to start.
Did you really?
It took a long
Oh,
time.
okay.
Come back here, sir! What's your jacket? Put it on me and we're running. Oh, they don't turn myself. Why did you run? Why did you run? Why did you run?